That was amazing what Audrey was saying about those exercises for the eyes. And I think that would be a perfect wind down for sleep. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So sleep, some people have a lot of difficulty sleeping. And it's not just something that you do in the evening, it's something that you can do throughout the day. I mean, just simple things. I mean, they do say 8 glasses a day of water, but that is also important to help you sleep at night. So you have to be really hydrated, because if you're not hydrated enough, then you wake up like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how many of you wake up at that time and you don't realize what it is. It could be for dehydration, or it could be because you're drinking too late at night. So it's best not to drink anything like 2 hours before sleeping. And then when we're talking about what you should be doing before going to sleep, it's best not to eat 3 to 4 hours before sleeping, because the digestion can also keep you awake. So that's another thing not to do. And then there's certain foods that you can eat before going to sleep, which helps you to sleep. And who's eaten turkey at Christmas time and slept afterwards?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Well, you mean pass out? That's coma.
Food
coma.
on the sofa. But turkey is one really good thing to help you sleep.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. So if you do have difficulty
Just
sleeping, no, if you have turkey, for example, with quinoa or with rice or something like that, as your evening meal, that's something that you can already have an evening meal to start the sleep process. Then have a dessert of oats, which is always really good to help the melatonin and to help you sleep better at night. Sour cherries is also another thing that's really good to help you to sleep at
would
night.
have like woken up all the senses. And
No, fruits in general, you don't eat in the nighttime, but sour cherries has got something that helps the melatonin, the sleep hormone, so you sleep better at the night. So you can have those kind of things as foods to eat, but 3 to 4 hours before sleeping, so then you're not waking up because of the digestion and all those kind of things. And fiber during the daytime is also something really good, which helps you to sleep at night as well. So it's like a whole day process, keeping you super healthy, which helps you to
but
sleep
you don't
at night.
think of that in the sense of when you go to bed, if you're like, a lot of times just pass out with exhaustion.
But that's sleep deprived.
But-
if you're going passed out,
Yeah, but a lot of times then I will wake up at 3, 4 in the morning. And you know what I mean? It's like, but again, I'm not preparing at all during the day. The opposite. I'm having dinner just before I go to sleep because it's the only time I've had.
Yeah.
There's no preparation during the day for preparing for a good night's sleep.
What if you just can't get to sleep?
if you just can't get to sleep,
I mean,
then
should you
yes.
worry? You should get more stress. I mean, when my father's saying, it's always been a useful hint, if you just can't get to sleep, just lie there, Neil. Don't get stressed, just relax. It doesn't matter, at least you've been still in bed. And it does work for me.
Yeah, I mean, readings, you can do the whole preparation before. I mean, if your bedroom is cluttered, you're going to have all sorts of like thoughts and stuff. So you want to have a nice space to go to sleep
hint.
in. Yeah. And then you want to have dim lights when the sun sets, dim lights. So that's already getting into the relaxed mood. So that you can start sort of like doing like the brain training beforehand, and then read like a nice story, listen to nice music, all these kind of things before going to sleep. But also if you're having like the right kind of foods before sleeping, that will already
Gosh, it's hard work going to sleep.
And not having a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm
Prepare
tired.
your
just-
whole day.
And not having your phone on and the blue light
Yeah,
from the
blue-
phone and
yeah,
the
the-
electricity and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that
want-
one. The
you-
people sending
Yeah.
messages.
Yeah.
I leave my phone on just because of the
Yeah,
kids,
but
you don't
I'm
know.
the worst one
But
with
the
that, though.
pinging
Yeah.
of
Yes.
people sending messages at all
But
kinds
you
of
don't
the
know
night.
you're pinged off. I have my
Yeah,
ping off.
me too.
But I just I'm
Yeah.
worried that maybe the kids or for something they're going to need something,
Right.
and so I leave it on.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
it's-
put it
that's
on.
not
Put it
good
on.
by the
Yeah, you
sound of
can't
it.
even put it on
No.
silent if you're worried about them. But yeah, I always like to have my phone far away
Yeah.
because you have to have it
Yes,
as
And the
many
ping
meters
off, I
away
can't imagine
or
that,
in the next
having
room.
pings.
And then you want to have it either on flight mode or something like that.
Yeah,
If anything, so at
Yeah.
least the messages still come through eventually. But yeah, that's one good thing to look into.
And temperature-wise, Linda?
Our temperature is best between 16 and 19 degrees. So the cooler
Sounds
you
cold.
are, yes, the cooler you are, because your body actually, when it's relaxing, it's already cooling down. So that's the better kind of temperature to sleep. Don't sleep with your socks on, because some people want to think that they
I
have
do in the
warm-
winter because it's freezing in Spanish houses.
Okay,
Yeah.
but having the warm
It's
socks on-
seasonal.
It's marble.
Yeah, I know, but warm your feet up because you can't go to sleep with cold feet.
No.
But you have to warm your feet up, but take your socks off because all the energy and all the clutter and all the
Oh, that's
stuff
interesting.
goes out from your body through your feet.
I don't know.
And you're just collecting it in socks.
Yeah.
And it can't
Otherwise
escape.
I'm lying
It's
awake
like-
with
it's
cold
like
feet.
stuck.
Yeah,
That's why you put them in the washing machine, one goes missing because you can't
I
ever
put it
find
in
the
the bottom
sock.
of the bed.
Yeah.
But another nice thing is like a warm, hot bath, foot bath, before going to sleep with all the salt crystals
Foot
or
bath.
essential
Really good
oils.
thing.
Lavender oil.
Yeah, and then you've got all those kind of oils that help you to sleep as well, the lavender and all those. And you can make sleepy teas with lavender, with
I quite often have
chamomile,
those. They sell
with
very good
cardamom.
ones.
You can even buy the tea bags with it says sleep on them.
Sleep
You can
Easy
want to be
or
easy.
Yes.
Info Sueño is
That's
another
it,
one, another
yeah.
brand.
Yeah. But again, don't drink it before going to sleep because again, you wake up in the middle of the night. So again, a couple of hours beforehand, you're already doing the wind downs beforehand. If you're thirsty, sip a little bit and whatever, but try and drink as much water throughout the day in between meals, not meal times, because that dilutes your food.
Yeah.
But that would be.
I
like
have
the
a
best
question
thing.
because I recently worn one of these kind of pace
Yes,
step measures,
And these-
and it has a sleep option. And I was just looking to see what percentage of deep sleep, because it tells me how much
does,
deep sleep, and
yeah.
it tells me every night it's about 22 or 23%. Is that good or bad? The difference between deep sleep and
Right,
I
just
don't really
there's all
understand
those
that.
different phases.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem very much to me.
No, it doesn't
22%.
seem a lot. No,
Yeah, I don't think you're getting enough decent
No.
sleep.
No.
You should have a siesta, Neil.
But if you sleep between 10 and 2, I know it's really difficult in Spain, those hours, but that's like the beauty sleep. And so that's the deeper sleep. It's when your body, the more hormone, the more melatonin hormone is produced.
More restorative.
More restorative, and so it's the deeper sleep, and so you feel better. So really, you should be looking between 10 and 11 to really be winding down, already in bed, kind of thing. I know it's difficult here in
In
Spain.
Spain, it's difficult. I mean, the
Spain.
evening
Summertime.
meal.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
late.
now it's different, and in tourist areas it's different.
Yeah.
But the restaurant in Spain didn't even used to open till 9 o'clock
No.
at night.
Yes.
So you go out for dinner 9. It's very normal to go out for dinner 9:30, meet you at 10.
Yeah.
And then look, the evening film starts at 10 o'clock at night on Spanish television.
Yeah.
So the normal families
kids'
looking at going to
programs
bed at
start at
11:30
11.
midnight.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just a norm. It's a
I
whole
know.
different.
I know it is pretty crazy. Oh, coming back to your sleep routine thing.
Yeah.
Do a brain dump. Have like a little notepad next
Yeah,
to
I
your
try and do
bed.
that. At the end of
just
the
like-
day, a list of all the things I got to do tomorrow. So
Yeah.
and it really does work.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, so
top
you
10
don't
things.
just
Yeah.
ruminate.
Ruminate.
Yeah.
It really does help me.
Yeah,
that does help.
And a little journal of maybe just write down 3 things of what you're grateful for in the daytime, because that puts you into a nice kind of like feeling before going to sleep. And then even put your shopping list down, like just
Yeah.
get everything out of your head, whatever pops up.
Yeah, it's when things are going round and round in your
Yeah,
head and it's
yeah.
kind of closed.
Oh, I find,
circuit
Linda,
loop.
even if you listen to like a sleep guided meditation, it's quite good.
Yeah.
It brings you into
Yeah,
that
like
relaxed
yoga nidra
phase.
is really good.
It's nice.
Yeah.
So just wind it down, spend all day
Getting ready. The minute you get up,
Right.
start thinking about going to bed.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that at all.
Yeah. Well, things
Oh,
like
the Spanish siesta, which is obviously even part of I'll admit it's part of my life in the summer a lot of the time. Good or bad?
Excellent, I'd say.
It depends on which angle you're looking at. I mean, here in Spain, I would go for it, definitely.
But most people in Spain, having lived in Spanish Spain,
Yes.
don't actually sleep
No,
at
they
the
sort
siesta.
of chill.
It's too hot to work,
Yes.
Yeah.
too hot to shop.
Yeah.
So they close between 2 and 5 because it's just too hot to be
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
They have lunch from 2 till say 3. Normally in family, everyone goes home, and then they will sit and watch the afternoon film that's on Spanish television that takes you
They're
from.
still.
And then 5 o'clock you go back to work. But very few people actually sleep. They might do like your daddy suggested. They'll
Yeah.
sit there quietly.
Yeah.
But it's not like the siesta people actually get and they go to bed and they go to sleep.
Put the pajamas on.
Yeah. No, it's more like just taking a break from the heat and then carry on again because
Yeah.
the shop's open till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that
It's a
makes
different.
sense.
Yeah, but
schedule.
if you do a siesta, it's best not to do more than 20 minutes.
I know.
Because the longer
know.
you do, the sleepier you feel.
You go into a
Take
different
an
phase
hour.
of
When
sleep.
it happens
Yeah,
to me, it takes
yeah.
me an hour to wake up
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, you feel more tired sometimes.
The other day I
yeah.
took an hour and a half nap because I really needed it.
Yeah.
I was useless the whole afternoon. My daughter
Yeah.
goes saying, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just had a nap."
Right.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Yeah,
do it like
make-
an hour
makes it
later.
worse.
You sure you're okay? Yeah, really. I'm just
Fine.
trying to get out of this nap that I had. I'm
yeah,
still
yeah.
just comatose from the nap.
Yeah, you do get sleepier afterwards. But if you are sleep deprived, then the more sleep you can recover on, then it's better for your IQ. Because if you sleep less hours in the nighttime, you need to recuperate because you do have less IQ.
Yeah.
Your brain works less, and you
It's true,
feel
the response time is
And
grumpy.
that's
slower.
scientifically
Yes.
proven because I've read
Yeah,
that some people
100%.
can live on 3 hours a night or something like that.
I
And
think in
size.
the end it has to have its takes its
Yeah.
toll. Back to our tolle.
Ecco
yeah,
tolle,
yeah,
ecco
Back to our
tolle.
tolle. It takes its
Tolle.
tolle.
Yeah.
Do you sleep well then? Apart when you, even though you
Well,
get
I get
20%
myself-
good
well, I'm
sleep,
I'm
do you
disappointed
feel
if I
like
don't
you
get it.
get? Do you feel like you
Yeah,
get a good night's sleep?
I do. I can have 2 or 3 months where maybe I don't, but generally I do. I think 7 hours.
You,
I
Audrey,
get.
you sleep well?
Yeah, I love a good sleep actually, because it gives you energy for the next day. doesn't
I
it?
love a
and you
good
feel
sleep.
like more on the ball, definitely.
I do
I love
do
a
more
good
than 20 minutes siesta when it happens, and that's not a good idea.
Sorry?
Siesta time, I can do quite well, but it's normally more than 20
Do you know,
minutes.
it's funny,
so-
actually, I used to get really sleepy midday, like
Yeah,
that siesta
after
time. I
lunch.
would feel it really, that I was trying, and you'd like try not give in and carry
Yeah.
work through.
Yeah.
But since I've started going to the personal training, I don't have that.
'Cause you've
As
just,
one thing I've really noticed,
So your energy
is
levels
I
has gone
don't
up.
get that low
Yeah. It's because
in
of
the middle
sugar.
of the day.
It's the sugar levels, because exercising helps a lot for the sugar levels in the body. And then if you're eating, like, depending on what you're eating at lunchtime, if it's heavy, then your body needs a lot of energy to try and and so you feel like exhausted from eating, and it needs all that energy
So it's
to
one of the
digest.
things I've noticed. I don't have that midday.
Great.
good for you.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
really
And
good.
I'm getting muscle as well.
You were. Look at those biceps.
What time of day do you go to personal training?
7 in the morning.
That's
wow.
early.
7
Wow.
till 8.
Well, that sounds scary from a sleep point of view as well.
It's the,
Yeah,
but it's the
You're
only
sick.
time that I can get because in fact the other day I arrived late because he said I'm going to be 10 minutes late. I was like, okay, 10 past 7. So I started to work because I was up. And then all of a sudden I realized like half an hour had gone by and I was late. Do you know what I mean? So like I need to do it the minute I'm up before I can react to
Before
actually
your
what I'm
head
doing.
starts going.
I'm
Yeah.
there doing it before I realize what's happening. But if it's like not the very first hour of the day, there isn't time.
Yeah.
In my mind,
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
it
Your head
works
just
for
stops
me.
working. Yeah, I find
It works for me early.
Yeah. And before you're saying about that you sleep so like rapidly, so fast, if it should take you like 15 minutes to wind down to sleep, but if you're sleeping as soon as your head hits the pillow, then
Exhausted.
that means you're sleep deprived. And also if people are like watching TV or on a bus or they're like in a car or something, they're like nodding off, that also means you're sleep deprived. So yeah, you do need to recover on your sleep or find ways of maybe just to have 15 minutes earlier you go to bed,
Yeah.
or maybe and then wake up to half an hour early. And then
I kind of have the structure to be sleep before midnight, like 11,
Yes.
12. And if I do that and I wake up at 7, I always feel amazing. If I go to bed at 12:30 or 1 a.m.,
Yeah.
it affects me the
It's
next
a different
day.
story.
Isn't it? It's
Yeah,
funny
very much.
that.
Well, usually it affects me 2 days later. I find
Yeah.
the next day I'm just fine, and then 2 or 3 days later, boom.
Oh,
That's because I had a
tired.
late night on Monday
Yeah,
or
late
Sunday or
nights,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, on that note, we're going to say sweet dreams.
Good morning,
Good
sweet
night's sleep
dreams.
tonight. Let us know how it goes.